Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's call. This is Reggie Patterson, and tonight I want to talk about turning written PLR into profits. And we're going to do that by turning it and making it evergreen, and we're going to make it so that it really works for you over time. Now, what we're going to be talking about tonight, you don't have to do all of these. You can do one of them, you can do 4 of them. There are going to be 4 altogether, or you can even do 2 of them. If you do one of them, it's going to work for you. But if you do all 4 of them, it's really going to work depending on what your business model is. You can pick one of them to make it work. The 4th section, what I'll say is it builds on the other 3. So if you decide to do the 4th strategy, you will need to have done all the other 3. That's the only thing about this, but I think that if you do all 3 and then you do the 4th, it's really going to work for you with any written PLR that you have. So having said that, you can use any of these things to turn written content into evergreen content. So that's the other thing about this too, is of course we're looking to monetize. We want to make sure that it's really monetizing and it's really going to make you the most in terms of profit. But you can also turn it to evergreen if that is one of your goals with the content. And the key to all of this is that from the start, when you get written PLR, is not just to look at it as a branding strategy, but to be really focused on how is this going to turn into monetization. If you focus on monetization from the start, then you will put it in situations where it really can work for you, and we're going to help you with that tonight on this training call. First, let's talk about monetizing the content. Monetize. The very first thing when you get written PLR is that you want to take a look at the subject, and of course you really should be reading through the entire thing. You should know it. I'm not saying you have to know it backwards and forwards, but you should have a pretty good idea of what it's saying. And then the next thing you're going to do is get all of the relevant affiliate links that you can that relates to anything inside of the content. Get all of them. And so this is really going to require you to start by going to all of the places where you can apply to be an affiliate regarding anything inside of the content, so that you can begin to really, at minimum, use that content in order to get people to click on your links as part of your affiliate promotion. Now, it doesn't have to rise to the level of calling it an affiliate promotion. What you do want to have is you want to have in place the ability to monetize any content that you have that's going to be written. And typically, if you are going to become an affiliate for any product, you're going to have a presence to get approved. So people are going to want to see that if they approve you as an affiliate, you're going to represent the product that you're going to be selling. And so if you don't have a presence, you need to put one together that is as representative of what it is that you do and who it is you're going to be. That means you're going to need to have a website. I'm going to say you need to have a self-hosted WordPress blog, but it doesn't have to be WordPress. It can be something like Wix, it can be some other platform, but it needs to be your site. It needs to be your brand. Doesn't have to be your name, it can be your brand name, but it does need to be your site, your home base where you are going to present yourself online, whatever it is your brand is. You should have a niche-related YouTube channel. Now, you may not want to create videos, but from the start, you should have a related YouTube channel that represents your brand tied to your website. And now you may not be at that point where you're creating YouTube videos, but having a YouTube channel is a fact of life, and so it typically is going to mean that you're going to put some graphics on there. You're going to want to make sure that the graphics are consistent with all the other graphics you have on your site, all of your other logos, and all the other things. But again, even if you're not creating videos now, you want to set it up and you want to make sure that your YouTube channel is going to represent your brand. If you can, you should have an Amazon influencer account. Once again, it should represent your brand. It should match all the other branding. Now, what this does, obviously, is this is going to give you avenues for you to promote other products specifically on the largest retailer in the world. And then you need to have a related social media presence. Of course, that means your Facebook, that means LinkedIn, that means Instagram, that means all those other properties. You don't have to put them all together at once, but you want to make sure that when someone goes to Google your name or Google your brand, if they're going to approve you as an affiliate, that you look like someone that looks to be credible, that can promote their product and represent their brand well. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to get turned down if you don't do all these things, but at the very least, you need to get these things in motion if you're going to get approved as an affiliate. And you do want to be approved as an affiliate if you are going to maximize the most from your written PLR content. And while you're getting approved, this is typically not going to happen instantly, so start the process of creating content in these places. So start the process of creating content for your blog. Start the process of creating content for your YouTube channel. Start the process of creating content for your Amazon influencer account. Start the process of creating content for your social media presence. Now, you may not have started this, but again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to go to these places where you're going to get an affiliate link and you're going to tell them, you can approve me because I'm credible. Start creating content while you start the application process. And then start sharing that content on your blog. Start sharing that written content on LinkedIn. Start sharing that content on free blogging sites like Medium. There are a lot of them available, but you should be sharing written content on these sites. In some cases, you can use the PLR straight up because it's not going to be used by a lot of other people. But in other cases, you may want to have it rewritten. Then once you start having content and you're using the content, start adding in the affiliate links as you get approvals. So again, what are the steps? Make sure you've got a web presence. Start applying to get affiliate links. Start creating content. And again, as you start to create that content and you get approvals to become an affiliate, add in your affiliate links to that content. So if you've got any of this already done, obviously that's going to help you if you can start the monetization process right away. Monetize, then mobilize. What do we mean by mobilize? Well, you want to make sure, again, you understand every content piece. So first and foremost is that you understand what's in the content. What is being shared, what is being said, you need to understand that. Now, obviously, you can probably get by with not fully understanding the content and, putting in your affiliate links in there. You're just hyperlinking, in places where you see opportunities to put your affiliate link. But with this step, which is mobilizing the content, you're going to want to make sure you understand what's in it. What's in the PLR when you get it? And then turn that content into multimedia content, right? You're going to turn it into video content. You're going to turn it into audio content. If you just do this, you're typically going to be able to turn that PLR content into something original. Now, once again, you should be using the approvals that you have and sharing your affiliate links inside your content piece. Do it verbally when you can. If you can do it with video, put those links on top of your video. Make sure it's there start to finish so people can see it. If there is a description area where you can put your affiliate link, make sure it's in there for people to click on. So anytime you take this written PLR content, turn it into some kind of multimedia content and make sure you're sharing those affiliate links inside of your content. Now, if you're a product creator, you should also be sharing your product creations also inside of that content. Turn the written content into a PowerPoint presentation. Pretty much the way you're going to do that is that you're going to summarize and paraphrase each paragraph's first sentence inside of the content. So you're not going to just take it verbatim and put it on your slide. That's not the idea. Hopefully you really do understand what's in it. Please don't try to memorize it. Understand what's in it. So for example, let's say every content piece has 15 paragraphs. You should then have 15 first sentences that you have to paraphrase. We're then going to take those paraphrase sentences and you're going to add in one sentence per slide. So you're going to turn each of those paraphrase sentences into a slide. Once you do that, you can then start to take the slide and turn it into something that is going to be your creation. You can add in images. You can use some of the things that are available to you inside of PowerPoint or inside of the presentation software that you're using. You're basically going to give it some personality. This is where you're going to add in some creativity. Now, if you're not creative, then you can just place that content inside of a slide and you can place an image on there that represents what it is that you're talking about. What you can then do is each time you start to record this content, what you're going to do is you're going to narrate and discuss each slide. What you're going to do is you're going to arrive at a slide and you're going to discuss each one. It may take you a minute or two to discuss each of those sentences, but once again, please don't read it. Try to talk through it. Even if you have to write out a script ahead of time. Now, once you've finished and you make these recordings of each article, you're going to take each article or each content piece and you're going to turn it into multimedia content. And then you're going to start sharing that content on free multimedia sites. What do I mean by that? Anchor FM. So you can take that same content if you created a video, and you can take that video and you can turn it into audio. Share that content on YouTube. Also, take the Mobilize content and share your audio on a podcast format. Share your video on a free YouTube or free video sharing site. And then you can also then take it and do it on social media. If you have video, you can also place that video on places like Facebook and LinkedIn, all those other places for your social media. Now, we have talked about monetizing. We've talked about mobilizing. We're now going to talk about strategize. So where are we in this process? What do we mean by that? You need to assume some kind of position in the marketplace. You're going to have to find a niche, and you're going to have to declare yourself to be a person with the knowledge, right? Assume some kind of expert or educator position in a very small market. And again, you can always branch out from that small market, but you start by assuming the position that you are going to be the source of knowledge. Then you're going to start teaching and training live on the subject that's part of the written content. Remember what you've done. You should have some PowerPoint presentations from the articles, from the written content. You can now, if you've turned that content into PowerPoint, you can now start teaching and training live on the subject within that content. Now, wherever you can do it, you can add in some over-the-shoulder training. What you're doing here is we're preparing for another state. So we are creating some over-the-shoulder screen training, and we're going to take screenshots. You can use a program like Snagit, and you can add that content to your slides. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take screenshots and then you're going to add it to your slides. You might ask, well, why wouldn't we just use PLR videos for this? It's because what you want to do is you want to make this content evergreen. You want to make it easy for you to go back and easily make changes. Now, in some cases, you may get PLR videos, and those PLR videos may come with slides. If that's the case, you've got the best of both worlds, right? You can always use the slides and the video, but not everyone does that with their PLR videos, specifically when you're talking about over-the-shoulder instructional tutorial video training. Provide some kind of success system for whatever you're teaching. So, if you're going to teach, let's say you're going to strategize over a platform, provide a strategy for success. Now, this may take some research, it may take some digging, so again, you're not just going to give people the how-to. When you explain something with the written PLR, what you're also going to do is you're going to give people a success system. How do people succeed with what you're explaining? So typically what you're explaining is the what. What you're going to give people is the how, a success system for them to succeed with what it is that you're teaching. Now, if you need to get that how by finding an expert who has explained the how, get that expert and put them inside of your content, add them to it. Interview them with their success secret or secrets. If you can get it written or you can get it in video and then turn it into written, that's fine. However you do it is fine. We are creating strategy in order to add to the written content that we have already purchased that is part of our PLR. Now, in order to incentivize that person, make sure that you make them a big deal and you sell their information product or their book as an affiliate. You can ask them, this is something that people are typically okay with. Hey, can I get your affiliate link so that I can promote you? Now, this is where it actually goes back to having that presence, right? So making sure that you have that presence that says to people, hey, I'm credible if you want to allow me to promote your product. Now, once you start doing this and you're starting to create this free training, start sharing it. Start sharing that free training on your multimedia channels. Start sharing that training on your social media channels. So we are talking about strategizing. What have we talked about? We've talked about monetization. We've talked about mobilization. We've talked about strategizing. We now want to talk about step 4, which builds on all of the previous 3, which is productizing. We are now going to take all of the steps that we've taken. We're going to take that content and we're going to turn it into digital and physical products. Now, this strategy will only work if you've already gone through the other steps of transforming the PLR content into something of value for the buyer. So the key to this step is not trying to do it fast. The key is not trying to take the work out of the process. The key is providing value to the person that's going to be on the other side of the transaction. Because we've now gone from being a content creator to being a content seller and a person who is going to be sharing information to help people. And we're going to be taking, money from them if we help them sufficiently. So we're crossing a different line, and we want to make sure that the goal now is not just information. The goal is no longer just education, but the goal is creating something of value. So when a person makes a purchase from us, they know and they feel like they've gotten value from what it is that they purchased from us. So this is no longer a cut and paste strategy, right? We have already used the PLR. We are now using that PLR as the basis for something. So the PLR in and of itself is never going to be a product all by itself. The PLR is the basis for the value you're going to create. Very important for you to understand. If you seek to create value and you're going to seek to create that value for a customer, you can get repeat customers with the PLR that you are using as the basis for something that you're going to give people that's really going to help them in their life, help them in their business, help them to improve. So you want to make sure that your goal is going to be to create value with the product. And if you've already gone through all 3 steps that we've already talked about here, productizing is going to be worth your time. Now we're creating original digital products when we do this, right? So we're not just informing, we're going as far as to say we're going to help people, if they make a purchase from us. We're going to put these products on Udemy. Now again, Udemy has prohibitions against PLR, so we're not talking about using PLR. In this case, we're talking about using research. We're talking about using it as the basis for creating value for the customer. Again, you should have gone through all of the other 3 steps in order to get to this point. So please do not take a written PLR product, put it up on Udemy, or change a few words and turn it into something you're going to put on Udemy. Please do not do that. Again, what's the goal? Your goal is to create value. You can do this on a site like Skillshare. You can do this on a site like Amazon Video Direct, where you are teaching and you are going to sell a video product to people who are looking to purchase it. And of course, you can sell a product using your own private network or your affiliate network if that's what you want to do. Now, lastly, one of the things that we can do if we have created a value-driven piece of content from the original content, we can now develop physical print-on-demand products. And once again, you are seeking to create value for your customer. And you can create some kind of journal or low-content book, as long as, again, the goal is going to be that you're creating something for your customer that's really going to give them some kind of value that they're going to want, so that they can improve their life in some way. Right, so again, turning that pre-made written content into some kind of low-content book is going to be of value to the person that's going to be buying it. Of course, then turning it into some kind of Kindle or paperback, again, I want to say this again, hopefully before you even think about doing this, you go through the 3 previous steps that we have talked about here tonight. You can lose your account if you take PLR and you just put it up there, or you just take PLR and you just massage a few words here and there. That's not going to do it, and that's not going to create a good user experience. What you're doing is you're using the written PLR as the basis for your research. You're using it as the basis for, something that you're going to create in order to change someone's life, right? It's not going to be in order to make a sale one time and never see that customer again. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Are there any questions? Now, if you would like some additional help getting started with this, my team has put together a video training that covers 11 different ways you can use and repurpose PLR to generate profits in your business. You can check that out at impc.ws/PPL. Also, be sure to check out our Digital Retirement Rebels Insiders Club. You can take a look at that at impc.ws/14day. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, and I will see you again next week.